you guys were arrested for stealing DVDs and stuff like that.
3 times.
Is that when the relationship ended, or?
So we went to jail. That's actually that's pretty funny stories too, because like well, we're kicking heroin, and by the time we got to see the judge, we had already been in there for like 4 days, and I've never been in like a judge, like a setting like that. Like every other time I got busted for shoplifting, it was like just a cite and release, you know. And I never appeared in court for it because, well, I'm a drug addict and I don't want to get in trouble, and I don't have the money to pay the fines, so I just wouldn't show up. So I've never been in that situation. I don't know the rules. I don't know how it goes. And I'm also day 3 into my fucking withdrawal. So I am not there. Like I'm half delirious, and I'm a very bold person anyway. Like I speak what's on my mind. I don't really have that much of a filter. I mean, I'm a little bit better now with my age, but like it just, you know. And I mean, I know not to talk when the judge is talking or whatever, but so this judge was not in a good mood because there's some other shit that was going on. He gets to us and he opens our files, and we were co-defendants. And my husband is sitting like down there, you know, and we're both in our orange jumpsuits or whatever, and we're both shackled and sitting there. And he's like, you know, I was looking at your guys' case and I was going to let you guys go today. He's like, but I didn't realize you were pretty much like the modern day Bonnie and Clyde, you know. And my dumb ass, I'm like, objection, Your Honor. And it's a full courthouse, you know, because everybody's there getting their cases read. And the bailiff goes, but he's like, fuck. And my husband goes, oh God. And he just lowers a little bit in his seat. And the judge just looks at me and just like raises one eyebrow, like, objection. And I'm like, Bonnie and Clyde kill people. We don't kill people. He's like, no. And he's looking at me like, are you fucking for real? And there's like chuckles or whatever. I'm dead serious, so I'm not laughing. I'm genuinely saying, hey, wait a minute. No, I don't kill people. Like, don't compare me to them. So stupid. And he's like, no, I meant like, because you've been caught shoplifting at every Walmart, Kmart, and Target within like a 90-mile radius. And I went, oh, that. And he goes, where are you going to shop? You've been like, now you are blacklisted. Now you are banned. You're not allowed in these places. If you go there, you're arrested on site. So now where are you going to shop? And again, I thought he was being serious. And so I was like, well, they're opening a Kohl's nearby, so I think I'll be okay. Like looking back on it now, I'm like, oh my God, I'm surprised he didn't hold me in contempt. And, you know, he asked me like what I wanted to do, like if I wanted to plead. And I'm like, can you PC 1000 me? Which I only knew that because someone in jail said something about it, where I could get a drug charge. It would become a drug thing. And like, they would just send me, instead of being in jail, they would send me to a rehab. And I'm like, fuck, let's do that. I could smoke cigarettes. Like, I've got rehab. Like, we can do that. I've done this before. And he's like, I'm not going to do that. And I'm like, what? I don't like jail, Your Honor. It's not fun. They won't give me a pillow. And so the judge is like, I think he was having a bad day, but now he's kind of like chuckling, and he's like, nope, you don't get pillows in jail. And I'm like, well, I just, you know, he goes, I'm not going to give you a drug charge because it's already going to be really hard for you to get a job after this. You don't need a drug charge on your record. He's like, just do the jail time. And I'm like, ugh. And I'm like literally just like, ugh. Like, just not behaving in any way, shape, or form. My husband's damn near on the ground. He just keeps slouching more and more from embarrassment. Like, oh my God, this bitch is going to get us like fucking 3 years. This is ridiculous.
So they're trying you guys there together, or is he just with you?
Yeah, because we're co-defendants. They do.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Because we were arrested together. They became co-defendants. So we were being arraigned together. Right. And so he's like, would you like a public defender? And I'm like, oh, I mean, I don't know. Do I need one? And he goes, well, you need to be able to decide what because you have to enter a plea. I'm like, well, what happens if I enter a no contest? And he goes, I'm going to give you a public defender. I'm like, okay. So he gives me a public defender. So I'm talking to a public defender. And then he helps other people, right? And then he gets back to me. He goes, did you decide what you wanted to enter. I said, what happens if I plead not guilty or if I plead guilty? And he's like, and my public defender's like, no, we just talked about this. I wanted to know, what am I looking at? Like, I don't want to commit to a fucking plea unless I know like what's going to happen. I want to take a plea that's going to get me out of jail and smoking a cigarette as fast as possible. And I would like to kiss my husband because today's Valentine's Day. And the judge is like, I honestly, I can't help you with any of that. And he's like, so I need you to enter a plea. I first entered not guilty, and then I changed it, which this is like unheard of. You're not allowed to like change your pleas usually. I found that out later, and then I changed it to I pled guilty. And there's like one other thing he said to me, but I actually made him laugh. And so like I got 18 days. My husband got 30 because my husband didn't make him laugh. That's what I think anyway. And I told him at the end when he gave me the sentence, I was like, thank you. That's very fair, sir. I said, I was really nervous. And right when I said, my husband goes, oh my fucking God. I was like, I was really nervous because you were in a pretty bad mood before you got to my case. And the judge was like, okay. He just smirked, and he goes, and I just need to tell you this right now. He's like, I never want to see you again. I said, well, that's really rude, but I don't want to ever see you again either.